Hello there, Liam on a mountain, back again with a big backpack video in my usual spot. We're going up to Fair Snake tonight. No tent review though. I could have done one, but I just fancied having a nice just wild camp without talking about the tent I'm using. But while I'm talking about tents I'm using, it's the Helm 2. I brought that back out. It's been a while, but yeah, I thought I'd use that this time round. I'm joined with Simon again today. We've managed it, I think. We've managed to find a nice night where there's no wind, not expecting much rain, if any. So yeah, I think 1 year on, finally got there.
I think we had quite a nice camp on the Dales that time.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad, was it?
Lucky in the end.
Yeah, but again, that wasn't where we were supposed to camp, were we?
No.
Bloody hell. Oh. But yeah, so on Fair Snake, having a bit of a camp, a bit of a chill. I brought a tarp with me this time, so we'll be under a tarp chatting, and then that should give us some shelter and from any sort of breeze or any rain that might come in. So it should be a nice one, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. So let's carry on and get to the top of Fair Snake. And to answer your question, yeah, I think we'll avoid Parlick.
Oh, right, yeah. I've never been this route.
Have you not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sort of circumvents round Parlick, so we don't have to climb straight up. A bit easier when you're carrying all this shite.
Aye.
Right, let's crack on. Trig. What is that? Unreal. If you climbed up Fair Snake with your dog and you didn't take your poo back with you, or your dog's poo, hopefully you didn't poo up here, yeah, you're an arsehole. So, gotta find a pitch now. Gotta find my usual place, I think. It's gonna be right here. Yeah, gotta pitch up and get my stuff out. But yeah, we're clagged in. Good that, innit?
Can you smell that?
Fish.
Fish?
I don't know what I can smell. My nose really isn't working.
Is it something you've got? Have you got some eucalyptus stuff or something?
Oh, I tell you what it is, it's my Jakeman's.
Oh, okay.
I've got Jakeman's menthol thing.
Right, I was thinking like, I can smell it, smells well nice.
I don't know why I can smell fish up a mountain. But alright.
Fleetwood's about 25 miles away.
Yeah. So, I'm going to pitch up my tent and get my stuff inside, and then I'm going to probably have a look at setting up this tarp. But yeah, it's my menthol and Fleetwood's fish. So yeah, I'm coming down with a cold again. It's annoying me now. This is like the 7,000th time I've had a cold this year. So yeah, slight exaggeration, because that would mean I'd have to have an average of, let me work this out. So let's go 3, 21. Like 21 colds a day, something like that, innit? Yeah. That's quick maths, that. Anyway, 21 colds a day. To be honest, not far off. So, yeah, get the tent up. Well, it's cleared up, hasn't it? Looking nice. Tent's up. So yeah, like I said before, I'm back out in the Helm Compact 2. I do like this tent. It is a good tent. It is a very good quality tent. I've not had too many problems with it. It's been a pretty good one for me. It's one of those, I think, that's like it's a decent go-to tent. You know, you're always going to get a decent camp out of this thing. It's not exactly the straightest I've ever set it up, but I'll do some adjustments in a little bit. But yeah, I think I'm going to get over to the shelter cairn and have a look at setting up my tarp. Yeah, lovely. So this is going to be some premium guesswork now. So here was my thought, right? The thought was, we get the back end of the tarp hung on here, peg that side, and then I'll get me poles, have the poles up here on the other end, so it's just a big roof.
Do you want to put some rocks on this end now? What do you want to do?
Well, I'll just peg it down a little bit on a rope.
Right. You just tell me what to do. I'm going to hold it while you do it.
Can do, yeah. No.
Oh.
One corner, I'll get the other. And then if we pull it, hopefully I've not made it too long. Yeah.
That one's done.
I'm not going to pretend to be a bushcraft professional or anything like that, but yeah, it'll do. I'll sit under there, get my chair out, get me jet boil out, brew on, and yeah, that looks all right. That it's not professional, but then again, I'm not getting paid, so it'll do for now. I'm just looking at this now, thinking how best to sort of pull this. Yeah, I reckon a good little breeze there will probably blow that away. So I have to hope it doesn't get breezy. As you can see, I think we're getting a bit of mist coming in again. But yeah, it's all right. I'm not going to complain too much. So gonna get me brew stuff out, have a brew. It's nice and relaxing, this, to be fair. I'm quite happy I've come out today. It's just a shame that in the morning I've got places to be. Otherwise I'd probably be a bit more relaxed, thinking there's no rush tomorrow. But yeah, there is. Well, it's just started raining, and what a good idea it was to bring the tarp, eh? But better get that brew on. I just put everything up inside the tent, on my mattress, and got my bag out. The bag was fully packed last weekend because we were meant to go out last weekend, but we had a storm called Dara come down, and yeah, it wasn't conducive to wild camping, so we sacked it off and decided to give it a week. And well, here we are on a far better night, I must admit, even though there's a bit of rain about, but I don't think it's that bad. I think it's coming and going, but it's not that windy either, so we can have this tarp up and it looks great. It's not the best. I'm not going to say at all that I'm amazing at this or anything like that. No, this is the first time I've ever had this tarp out, and I bought it for exactly this reason, so we could find a bit of shelter when we're out in the elements and when it's not such a pleasant evening. So yeah, it's a bit saggy, but yeah, there's certainly worse things. I think it needs a bit of adjusting on poles, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't really know how though.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do a bit more research into knots and shit.
Yeah. It's totally different, isn't it, when you start getting into that?
Yeah. Getting into all the bushcrafty and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, we're anyway. I'm going to brew now because I've been wanting this all bloody afternoon. What time is it? About 3 o'clock.
I know, yeah. 20 past 4.
20 past 4. Jesus Christ. I hate this time of year. It is pathetic. The day, it barely even starts and then it's dark.
Yeah. Unless you get up at 7. But
It's dark at 7.
Yes, yeah, you start there.
I won't get very far without water. So I'll have to head back to the tent and get me water.
Oh, do you know what? I might go and get my table.
Yeah?
Just realised.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about having everything here.
Yeah.
I had to, on one of my videos, I had an Italian guy message me. Not message me, he did. He messaged me on Instagram after watching one of my videos, the Pendle Hill one, which is the first time I used this table. And he messaged me in Italian. And I was like, not everyone knows Italian. I don't, to be honest, I don't know anyone who does know Italian apart from Italian people.
Yeah.
And I ended up just doing a Google Translate and fully just messaged him back in Italian from.
Did you?
Yeah. From Google Translate. I thought, you know, I'd love to learn Italian. It's one of those languages I actually do want to learn. But Google Translate doesn't have to make it easy. Have you ever been abroad and used Google Translate? Like,
no.
If you download the Google app, right, you can translate words off, like, say looking at a menu, but it's all in like German or whatever. You can literally put it in that you read in German, and it translates the menu right in front of you.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's quite impressive.
It's mega what technology we have these days.
Yeah.
Like we don't even use half of it. I bought some shelving for the games room.
Yeah.
And I've just organised all my camping gear. I didn't realise how many bloody tents I had. I thought, oh,
how many tents have you got?
I think like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? I don't even need these half of these tents. One of them I just want to throw in the bin, but I can't justify it.
The Vango?
Yeah. So I spent 29 quid on that.
Spent how much?
I think it was 29 quid. I don't know actually, it might have been more expensive. I can't remember. It's on the video.
So did your jet broil? It was packing in, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was that one time. Ever since then, it's been absolutely fine.
Really?
Yeah. It almost gave me an excuse to buy another one. Unbelievable. They're alright, them vocation beers.
This?
Yeah.
Is that what brand it is?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it looked a bit interesting.
What flavour is that one?
I'm not a huge hop, skip and juice hazy pale ale.
Mm. That sounds like it'd be nice.
Yeah, it's alright.
I more drink coffees and shit in winter.
Yeah.
I don't really want it. I think I did it once, right? It was Easdale Tarn, and I had 3 beers. It was below 0, and all night I was freezing. I was like,
yeah.
Jesus, I can't believe how cold I am. And I think it was because of the alcohol. I think it dropped my core temperature.
Does it?
Yeah, I don't know if it was because, I think it was both the alcohol being really cold and just the alcohol itself. I've never had these Trek protein flapjack bars before.
No.
So I'm going to see what that's like.
No, I've never seen them before.
Something I put in my little food tray. Thought your tent was a cairn then.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Sunday we're going to Silverdale, we're going to Wood. There's this old pub in Silverdale. If you're ever in Silverdale, check it out.
Right.
Woodlands.
Mm.
It's like stepping back in time. Look at this.
I do like Country
Look
pubs.
at that. It's great. It is really good.
That's like a hotel, that.
Yeah, but it's old. It's very old-fashioned. It's not. They've just left it, but I like that.
Yeah.
That's what I was on about.
Ooh.
That's the sort of food they do, and you eat it to the side.
I like that chippy at Arnside.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so good. I think that's my favourite meal from there. The fish and chips.
Yeah, there's some cracking places.
Yeah.
There's places that you just don't want to change. I think
100%.
every I find that every time I find a really good place to eat, I know what it is about. People think that there's this, you got to change your menu every bloody 6 months. You got to progress, and
that's the culture of everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the workplace. It's everything.
Sometimes I'm like, no, that meal that you used to have on there was banging. It was one of the best meals, and that's the only reason I came to this pub. Now, guess what? I'm never coming back to the pub because you've changed. That's how I feel.
I like how we started off with something like really good. This pub's great, and within 3 minutes we've gone.
I hate it. There's there's a pub over wire called the Shovels.
Where's that?
Hambleton. And it's not chain. It's a privately owned pub.
What's it near?
You know Shardbridge? You've got that little village that you drive into after you've come from Thornton side, and then you go over Shardbridge towards
Is that the
Lancaster.
first bridge you go over to get to Knott End and all that?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So that first little village you come through, there's you drive in. There's a petrol station on your right, which is now being dug up or whatever. But you carry on round. It's on your left-hand side, further on, called the Shovels.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Honestly,
yeah.
everything's
nice.
homemade. It's privately owned. There's not a chain. It's one thing I fucking hate about pubs is chains, because it turns from.
They ruin them, don't they?
Yeah, because what you get with privately owned ones is they go to the local butchers.
Everyone benefits.
Yeah, local supplier, and the food quality is good. It's like the burger they make there. I always go there and I have a burger, and it is like proper meaty burger. It doesn't taste microwaved. It's not a Rustler's. It's a proper burger. And if there has been places I've been to in the past that are like that, there's one called the Eagle. It used to be called the Eagle and Child in Wheaton, and now that's gone to a local chain. It's not a national chain, it's a local chain. But before, you'd have fish and chips, and it was like you'd be eating fish and chips from a chippy, but just a little bit better.
Oh, that's good.
And it was really nice, and the burgers were nice, and then all of a sudden it got took over, and then the quality, in my opinion, went downhill, and it got a bit more bougie. You know, when they start trying to make it look a bit more fancy.
I don't know why. Yeah, I know.
It's a pub.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? It's a pub.
Yeah, I can come up with my own examples with that. In Lancaster,
Yeah.
some people in Lancaster think they live in York, or they live in. No, it's not. It's nice.
Yeah.
But understand who lives here. We're
You're
not all upper class.
But it's Lancashire. We've been left behind.
Yeah, and so there's someone who actually the same owner actually.
Yeah.
The Stonewell Tavern. No, not the Stonewell Tavern. The Merchants near the castle, dug into the hill. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
So it's built into the hill near the castle. It's just below the castle. It's really nice. But it was always a pub. And it served really good pub grub. It used to serve, famous for its Merchants burger. Everyone got it because it was so nice.
Yeah.
It was served on a ciabatta, which I don't usually like, but they just did it really well.
Mm.
Perfect. Always get it. Merchants burger, please. Pint of lager. They fucked with it. They fucked with the formula. Because I went back with Jodie's parents last year, I think, and I couldn't believe it. I said, what's going on here? It was really expensive, and they presented the food. There was less of it, and it was, as you'd expect, dollops of things carefully slathered. And,
Oh no.
and
No.
I just thought, why have you gone this route?
Yeah. Why? I don't know. Yeah.
They think they're like fine dining. It's like they've had a visit from Gordon Ramsay or something. But yeah, just ruined. That not ruined. It was still all right. It was still all right. It was just overpriced, and it was nowhere near as good as it used to be.
Yeah. I mean, I can. Back when obviously we had frigging COVID, and then everything went through the roof. I can understand things going up in price, but what happened as well is things went up in price. The quality went downhill as well. It's like instead of buying like the nice extra special burger or whatever that the local supplier does, they decided, oh, we'll just get the one step down from that, and you know, the same with meats, and we just won't buy just the same quality because it's a little bit cheaper, so we can still save money and make money. And I think it's just gone to a point now where I don't think there's care taken into account in a lot of these places.
Yeah.
But I feel like with the shovels, that's like the only pub I go to now where I'm like, yeah, it's going to be good, because I feel like it's like you're cared for in the fact of, oh, we're going to make sure you have the highest quality meal.
I love that.
It doesn't look like, doesn't look 5-star Michelin, but then again, the best food doesn't look like 5-star Michelin. It just looks like a good meal, you know. And yeah, I just hate it when I go to a pub that I've always liked, and then it gets taken over by a chain, and I'm like, oh great, this has ruined it. There's been so many places that I've found, and I've really enjoyed the food, and then all of a sudden something changes. Something small's changed, and it's not quite the same. Like, I can understand price of things going up every now and then, but what I can't understand is when it doesn't taste the same as it used to.
Yeah. It's part of the comfort. It's part of the reason you go. You get that. You know what to expect, and you're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Jodie found a few nice pubs on the north end of Bowland. You know, like towards Ray.
Yep.
And there's one called the Tatum Arms.
Yep.
It's cracking. It's amazing, but it's so old-fashioned. You walk in and it's got that.
But that's what you want.
It's got that mustard-coloured. Painted,
and it's got like three casks on.
Yeah,
and stuff like, yeah.
It's class.
Yeah, love it.
I love it. I don't ever want it to change. And there's the Georgian Dragon at Ray as well. Oh, it's amazing. It's so good because the food's so cheap, but you can tell it's all homemade. It's really good.
Right.
So we go to them too all the time.
Yeah. No, I mean,
they're nothing special, but they're just good value, and the food tastes nice.
That's it. It tastes like food. It doesn't taste like the chef in the back has just put the burger in the microwave for 30 seconds or what. Yeah, like a Weatherspoon. Because that's what it tastes like a lot of these pubs now.
That's the model though. They all copy because it's very cost effective, isn't it?
Yeah, very. Yeah.
And I guess some pubs, maybe there's the excuse that some pubs probably survive, that have been able to survive by going down that route. Maybe.
The only way I would ever have excused the food quality being like that is on a 2-for-1 pub. But you know, back when they existed.
What's 2-for-1?
When you used to go out to the pub and you'd have 2 meals for one, for the price of one.
Right.
So like you'd both get a burger, well one of them, it's basically buy one get one free.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only time I could excuse it, because it was worked out cheap.
Yeah.
But now that doesn't exist.
So at that point you're just eating to fill a hole out.
Yeah.
Just give me some food while I'm drinking my beer, and it's nice and cheap. Don't care what it tastes like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And there are pubs like that. Like there's one near me, local one to me, Gardener's Arms, and the food is absolutely bog standard. Bog standard. That's what everything is these days. But they have a good selection of beer on, and decent beer. So I don't mind like going there just because I'm getting nice beer. I will say like, yeah, I just need something to fill a hole.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of these places that I can't. I like change, but I like it when it makes it better. I don't like change when it gets worse.
That's the most obvious statement ever.
Exactly. Well, like,
has anyone ever said, I like change, but I like it when it's worse?
There'll be someone out there.
I like my life to be constantly challenging.
So I like it when they bring out a new tent that's better than the last one, right? But I don't. But they obviously would never go and make a tent that goes worse. But like I find with these restaurants and pubs and that is literally they just don't care at that point. They just think, oh, my customers will always come.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no, like I just don't. I don't understand it. I don't understand why anyone would think that lowering the quality of your food and service these days. Like you go to just a standard pub, service is terrible.
Is it? Generally.
Like generally, yeah.
You're getting shortchanged here. Where are you going? You need to come up these ends.
Well, I'll have to.
It's lovely.
Yeah, but I'm not going to the country. Like when I go to country pubs, yeah, but like there are some places I've got to, and I'm like.
Are you just talking about town pubs in general?
Yeah, yeah.
Probably, yeah. You're probably right.
But like, Uber have just started to turn up around Blackpool and that area.
I saw that. I saw a post on. I've joined a local Blackpool site about a year ago, and I saw a post, and they were saying like some guy was saying don't order Ubers, and then some other girl was like saying yeah, but they're much cheaper, and he said yeah, we know, but
they're all
it's for the benefit of
the locals. Because let's face it, like, right, I'll tell you something now about Blackpool. All the taxi drivers before Uber came were all local. None of them came from outside the area, right? So yeah, all that money locally that was being produced, that was going to the local economy.
Yeah, don't
right?
they all register now?
They're all registered in like Coventry, Wolverhampton, all that sort of area, because the licenses are cheap.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're easy to get hold of, right? But this is the problem, is like people are just going for Ubers because they're a lot cheaper, but at the end of the day, like in the long term, it's knackering the local economy.
Yeah.
Like those taxi drivers that were making money
are used to making a certain amount of money. Other taxi drivers have come in and said, no, we're not used to that. We'll even work for this. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's like debasing the economy, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're all terrible drivers as well. The amount of times they've pulled out on me, Ubers. Yeah. I'm like, they all drive the same frigging car. Right? Don't say
it. Is it the Toyota Prius?
Yeah, it is the Toyota Prius. Oh. Yeah. Tell you what, that's Guinness, right?
Yeah, it's extra stout. Bloody hell, it's quite nice.
When I was in Skiathos,
yeah,
the Guinness do an IPA.
Do they?
Oh my god, delicious.
Is it nice?
Yeah, really nice. Guinness IPA is really nice.
And is that? I've not seen that. Is that everywhere?
I've not seen it in a lot of places. Like literally, I found it in this Irish bar in Skiathos. Of course, it's an Irish bar in Skiathos.
That's Greece, isn't it?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my god, this is well nice. I was like, right, we're going back to that bar.
I do like finding an Irish bar in Spain or Greece or something like that. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I was looking at booking a holiday in between Christmas and New Year. I was looking at going to Madeira, but finances aren't on my side. I mean, I could, but I'd regret spending that money that I've got. But yeah, I just fancy Madeira.
Where's Madeira?
It's northwest of the Canaries. So like Tenerife, northwest of there.
Oh yeah.
In the Atlantic.
Okay,
It's a Portuguese island. And it's proper...
Madeira?
Yeah. It's proper mountainous, like dead nice it's supposed to be.
Hang on. Is it owned by Portugal?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Jodie wants to go to Madeira.
I'd love to go.
Is it closer to Africa than it is to Portugal?
Yeah, I think so.
Fucking hell. Me and her, yeah, she wanted me to go. And then when I found out where it was, I freaked out. And I said, not a fucking chance. It's in the middle of the...
Atlantic.
It's in the middle of the Atlantic. What if we crash? We're fucked. The sharks will get us. I'm not doing it.
What if we crash?
I said there'll come a point where we're flying over the ocean and we're nowhere near land. Fuck that. I'm not doing it.
Do you know land's not any better than water? When you're crashing,
Mate,
you're crashing.
I'd rather just... What I'm saying is, if we're going to go down, I'm going down in a fireball of death. I'm not going down into the water where I can get slowly eaten by sharks.
I think the trauma of getting flown around a plane from like 600 to 0, miles an hour is like that's gonna fix you pretty quickly. I don't think you know it happened when you crashed.
Right. What gets me is why don't they put parachutes in airplanes so we can all just jump out of the side hatch? Why?
Right.
How expensive are parachutes?
They're not expensive, but then right. So there's a few things with this, right? Firstly, do you know how to use a parachute?
just takes 5 minutes just to show me how to do it, and you just pull a cord.
Yeah. So people can barely put a mask on when they come down. So what makes you think that people are going to be able to take out a parachute, put it on the back, right? Not be terrified of the fact they're going to have to jump out of a plane that's about to crash.
It's their loss. If they don't want to jump, I do. I'm well up for it.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably do the same. But, I mean, I'm not most people. Like...
Also, I want one of them string things to steer it, because I want to steer it straight to land.
Yeah, just avoid that big circle of sharks there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if anyone from Jet2 or British Airways, then brands, you need to take these ideas on board, because this could happen. And
I think the part of the problem is you can't open the doors very easily when it's pressurised, so you'd have to depressurise the plane. Like, there's so many things that would have to align in a plane that's crashing for this to work. Like, the plane would have to be, if the plane's stable,
right,
and the pilots can keep it stable to let people jump out, the pilots might be able to just, you know, land the plane.
Right, we'll get to 5,000 feet.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fine. Open the doors, let us out. We'll all jump out. Stop restricted. Stop letting us die. If you just put and also, like, what if you took a parachute with you? Would you be allowed to do that? Would you be like, what are you doing with that? No, you can't take that. Hang on. I want to be opening them doors at 5,000 feet and jumping in and out.
I think if you said that, you'd be on a no-fly list.
You get a bit of turbulence in you there, just trying to crank it open.
Oh God, this isn't normal. Stewardess! Depressurise the plane. You'll be there jumping out of the plane at over Kinder Scout when you're on your way into Manchester. Fucking hell. Yeah. There's a few flaws in that one. I mean, unless you're what's that guy's name? Yeah, the one who stole millions of dollars and jumped out the back of a 727.
What?
Yeah, this was like in the 70s, I think. Famous, like, guy
Open the door.
In America. Yeah. Well, he basically he said he had a bomb, and he said he was going to kill everyone on board. This was mid-air. If they didn't give him, I think it was $2 million or something like that. Listen to this. This is great. And then they did some negotiating with him. They landed the plane, and he said all the passengers can get out, but you have to leave in the crew, and you have to leave the pilots on and refill the plane with fuel. And they did all that, and they said right. And then they put the cash on board, and he told them to take off again. So they took off again, and then the Boeing 727 has a basically staircase out the back, so it lowers out the back of the bottom of the plane, and it lowers out, and he basically opened that up and just jumped out with $2 million in a parachute. That long end. There's a long thing to the story. Was he
the only one in the plane at that time?
No. There's the pilots and cabin crew.
Why did they keep the cabin crew?
I think it was hostages, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Otherwise, yeah.
But he let all like the civilians go, or whatever. And apparently he's like some sort of hero. What do they call them? They're not really heroes, but they're like a legendary. I don't know. I can't remember what his name is now. But yeah, wild story.
Because he's clearly not. He's not a bad guy, is he?
No, he just stole a lot of money, and everyone believed he was dead because they found no trace of him or anything like that. And they found a lot. I think they found one of the bags of money, and then they just assumed that it went wrong and he must have died. But I don't think he did. I think the folklore or whatever behind it is that he survived and he's just like living up somewhere. Yeah.
Have you seen that video of the Sky King?
Yes.
That's that.
He's both.
I thought that was great.
It's both brilliant but sad, isn't it?
Yeah. Brilliant that. Yeah.
The Sky King is a guy who stole a plane in America. He was one of the ground crew, and what did he do? Was he just like a maintenance guy or something?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, and I think he was going.
Had enough,
he had enough. I think he was going through some depression. I think someone died in his family, or mum or dad, or something like that. And I think he just, one day, he had enough. He took a plane, took off from this airport, and then he just flew out to the mountains.
It was a cruise, like it was a
prop plane,
passenger plane,
yeah,
massive,
big passenger plane, prop one. not like a jet one, just like a prop one.
What's that?
Like a Dash 8 or something like that, I think it was.
That doesn't help. What's smaller?
No,
Quite big.
Yeah, Dash 8. That's like that's a twin prop, over wing over body. Yeah.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Dash 8. Yeah,
right,
that's
okay.
what it was anyway. And he ended up flying out to the mountains or whatever, and then started doing some acrobatic manoeuvres, pushing the plane beyond its limits. And he was, in all this time, he was talking to the ground, wasn't he? And the ground was like, "Come on, man, come back. You know, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. We'll help you land and all that kind of thing." And at the end of it, he said, "I think it was, I think I've had enough fun now. I'm going to call it a night. And
I'm going to bring it home or something like that."
Yeah.
Which meant crash.
Yeah, and he basically just crashed the plane, nosedived it.
He did a huge loop.
Yeah, big loop-de-loop. Yeah. In a Dash 8.
Commercial passenger plane.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
No. So yeah, but yeah, he was pushing it beyond its limits. It's a crazy story, that Sky King. He's a one of those legends, isn't he? What do they call them? Folklore legends or something. But yeah, that was a good story. Well, it's not. It's a good and not a good story really, because he killed himself. But you know, if you are having mental problems and you do need to speak to someone, reach out. Not to me though. Ring a professional.
Don't reach out for a passenger plane.
Yeah, don't fly a plane, and then don't steal a plane and fly a plane and crash it.
He did have a good time though.
He did, yeah.
And if he was gonna do it,
yeah, it's a cool way to go out, isn't it?
He didn't want to hurt anyone, did he? He didn't
No.
want to. He was. I think I remember him saying something about. He made mention about avoiding people, avoiding places, and built up places. Anyone where it could kill someone.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what they call it. Fucking cult legend. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, along them lines.
Yeah.
Cult hero.
Cult hero, yeah, could be. A cult hero. When is cult ever a good thing? Oh. Speaking of good guys, Manson.
Marilyn Manson. Charles Manson.
Charles Manson. The original, the OG Manson.
The OG.
Oh,
He's got such a cult following.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I know he's charismatic and he's funny. He's kind of funny.
He's kind of, but he's a fucking
You can't
lunatic.
allow that in fully.
No.
You can't be like, yeah, actually, just fuck it. He's all right in it. No. He's killed people.
He's a bad man. Man who stole money and there we go. DB Cooper.
Is that his name?
DB Cooper. That's the guy who jumped out of a plane.
That's the guy who jumped out of the plane in the 70s.
Had a load of money, yeah. Oh no, so how well exaggerated how much he stole. It was 200,000 in 1971, which I think equates to about, might equate nowadays 2 million.
You're joking? Really?
Yeah.
That's how much is the value of money's increased.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's crazy, isn't it?
Mad, isn't it? But yeah, so 1971, a man called Dan Cooper bought a ticket Northwest Orient Airlines from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington. He told the flight attendant he had a bomb and demanded $200,000 in ransom and 4 parachutes. That was weird, and what was weird about it? So he asked for 4 parachutes. After the plane landed in Seattle, he released the passengers in exchange for them for the money and parachutes. He then ordered the flight crew to refuel and fly to Mexico City. About 30 minutes after taking off from Seattle, Cooper opened the rear door of the plane, deployed the staircase and jumped out with a parachute and the ransom money. Cooper's true identity and whereabouts has never been determined. Hundreds of suspects have been named over the years, but no conclusive evidence has surfaced. Apparently, they reckon he's dead now. He's died. In November 2024, siblings Chante, whatever, and Rick McCoy III claimed that their father, Richard McCoy, was DB Cooper. They said they found a parachute in their mother's shed that is believed to be used in the hijacking. In the 2010s, particles of titanium, cerium, and strontium sulfide were found on DB Cooper's tie. These elements are used in the development of Boeing 2707 supersonic passenger plane, which is possible that he was a Boeing employee, so he probably had a bit of inside information. But yeah, mad story that.
Yeah.
There's like obviously YouTube is full of stories like that sort of thing. There's all sorts of stuff like that.
Like big cats.
Yeah, but they do exist. Big white cats in the middle of the forest of Bowland.
I was re-watching that Bulls with Hill video last night.
Yeah.
Because I just thought, like, did he get footage of that area we were told about? Because I'll zoom in on it. We couldn't see out.
No.
You can't see anything.
That's because there was no big cats.
But we sort of saw something, didn't we?
Yeah, but it could have been a sheep.
It was weird though.
Did it move like a tiger?
I kind of wish we'd walked up to it now.
Yeah.
But I remember you saying, like, this will be the first time. And yeah, it will. No one's ever actually gone up with footage and yeah, this is the big cat we were talking about. It's just always like vivid imagery in the background, like, oh, what's that over there? Poor quality video footage, isn't there? There's never been anything conclusive.
No.
Yeah. George Fox climbed Pendle Hill in 1652, where he had the vision that inspired the first followers of the worldwide Quaker movement, known as Quakers.
Oh, really? That's very imaginative. Okay.
Because they were said to tremble at the word of the Lord. Right, so it's some religious tie to Christianity. The movement spread swiftly through Britain, Ireland, and the American colonies. What is different about it, though?
Well, instead of the bread, they have porridge, don't they? They love the oats.
Okay, we'll just leave it. We'll leave it at that. Do no more research into it. Just assume that it's all to do with porridge.
That's exactly what it's to do with. Oh dear. Yeah. No. It is a bizarre thing. It's never something I've bothered to look into. It's like Mormonism and all these like offshoots of Christianity. Like the other ones who knock at your door, who piss you off. What?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Jehovah's Witnesses. I've just never ever like. I'm not interested in looking into it. Firstly, because you don't let me celebrate my birthday, right? I don't get presents when I was born.
Secondly, if I had an accident, I wouldn't be able to get a blood transfusion.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty fucking good one, to be fair, which I had. So yeah, I'd have been dead now if I was a Jovo. Is that a racist terminology, you reckon, Jovo?
A slur.
Is it a slur?
I don't think so.
That's just like it's like is Aussie a slur?
What's Aussie?
Australian.
No.
Aussie, innit? Aussie.
It's all about. I guess it's all about the history. So Aussie's never been used as a derogatory, has it? But if it had, then it would be considered a slur.
Yeah, but they are. They're all them Aussies. Tell you, they're all descendants from criminals.
Yeah.
So. Well, guys, back in the tent, and yeah, it's gone very cold out there now. Clagged in quite a while ago. It's now 10 o'clock, so time has flown out there tonight. Tarp's down, packed up. So yeah, ready in the morning just to pack up when needs be. But I'm gonna get my head down and hopefully have a decent night's sleep. I think I will, to be fair. This mat's pretty comfy, I must admit. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, it is morning. Oh, and I'll tell you what, I didn't have a great night's sleep, to be honest.
I was cold, a lot of it. It's 10 to 8. I need to get packed up. But yeah, my feet are freezing. My feet have been freezing all night. Even though I've got my down booties on and stuff like that, I just couldn't get them warm. Could not get them warm whatsoever. I think this sleeping bag now has just lost its thermal efficiency. It's leaked that much down now over the years. Yeah, I just don't think it's doing the job it needs to. And look how wet it is as well. Like, that's ridiculous. It is very damp in here. This is dry though. Like, the inner tent is dry. There's no condensation here, but just the outside of my sleeping bag is piss wet through. So that's not a good sign. But yeah, it's a cold night, really cold night, and I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I don't think I've helped my cold. I feel I'm coming. I've got a sore throat now, so that's just great news. So I'm gonna get out of this bag, pack up some of my shit, and yeah, get outside. But it rained a lot last night, and I can feel how cold it is out there. But yeah, not the best night's sleep I've had in a wild camp. But yeah, anyway, enough yapping. Let's get packing.
Well guys, with the beautiful sunrise behind me, it's a nice morning, a little bit windy, but it's definitely freezing cold. My hands were freezing up then putting that tent away, especially the tent poles. They were absolutely Baltic. But we're all packed up, left no trace as usual, just a bit of flattened dry grass because it was dry when I got here last night. And yeah, I think Simon's up early.
How were you packed away? I didn't even hear anything.
Well, I had my alarm on for 7, and then I woke up at 10 to 8.
Yeah, I woke up at 7 just for the sunrise.
Right.
Stuck my head out.
Yeah. It was nice and red earlier on.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of cloud on the horizon, which stopped being able to see a lot of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That was a lot clearer over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Took a few pictures, it was gorgeous.
Yeah. But, no, it's oh look at grass. Oh no, it's a fucking. What am I seeing?
Yeah, well that's what I kept seeing, little tufts of grass.
Well, no, I saw a fell runner here and I thought it was a grouse.
Alright. A massive one.
Yes, I thought it was close.
legs.
Thought it was closer than I thought it was. Yeah. No, yeah, there's a fair few grouse about this morning, but yeah, just not filmed. But yeah. So anyway, guys, if you liked the video and you enjoyed it, like it, subscribe if you haven't already to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.